welcome to Next Flash Talks.
Hi. As a parent, we all are concerned about our kids' handwriting. So I was reading some articles, watching some videos. Then I found some good content which definitely help we parents to build our kids' handwriting in a better way. So I thought that why don't I share these things with you all? So here I am sharing some of the thoughts as a slideshow. So please watch the whole video and share the thoughts.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel.
In this video, we will discuss on improving our child's handwriting. Actually, this is a long topic. Like, we have to consider the child as a separate age, like 1 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, like that, plus 9 to plus years. So for each one, there are different approach we have to do when we found that there are some issues he or she is facing. So as a basic thing, let us start with year 1 to 3. So for 1 to 3 years kids who is finding difficulty in handwriting, definitely parents should support their child at home. So the question is your child's handwriting good for their age? Because maybe our child is 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or maybe studying in 5, 6, 7 standard. So we need to find what is his quality in handwriting at his age. So what we will check is we need to check our child's handwriting progress. If they are at the expected levels or high, don't worry. But if they are not meeting their expected requirement, don't wait. As a parent, we have to support them at home. So for children 1 to 3 years old, they experiment with mark making on surfaces. They move to making scribbles containing both drawing and writing like shapes. Children in this age group are developing many of the physical skills and vocabulary that they will need for learning to handwrite through play and other everyday activities. Of course, because 1 to 3 year child, definitely they learn many things by playing. Young children learn many of the pre-handwriting directional pushes, pulls, and changes in direction on a much large scale long before they pick up a pencil through playing with cars or pretend to cook. These movements become the drawings, scribbles, which young children from once they start mark making. Initially as big uncontrolled movement, then becoming more controlled and smaller as their growth and fine motor skills develop. The first experience on the handwriting route involves mark making and symbol drawing, whether it is with finger paints, writing in sand, or with pencils and crayons. From about the age of 2, children start to move from symbol grasping grip to one that secures the writing tool between the fingers and the thumb. In the early stages of writing, young children will try different holds, which is part of their normal grip development for handwriting and drawing. So, how we will identify whether my child has some issues? So there is an expected handwriting achievement level, and we have one table. It is an index. It is only a guideline. Okay, maybe it will vary. So if we treat 1 to 2 year old and 2 to 3 year old with some handwriting skills, dominant writing hand. So up to 3 years, definitely there is no preference, but at the age of 3, they will start to develop. Pencil grip stage, for 1 to 2 year, it is stage 1, and 2 to 3 year, it is stage 1 to 2. So these stages will be discussed on that specific section. Sitting in chair correctly. So for 1 to 2, sitting for meals, and 2 to 3, sitting for tasks, for playing, to holding something, to playing piano, something like that. And mark making. It is scribbles for 1 to 2, and scribbles or imitate strokes in 2 to 3 years. Pre-handwriting patterns not applicable for 1 to 2, and for 2 to 3, non-pencil activities. For single letter formation, not at all applicable for both. And position paper correctly, definitely prefer vertical surface. As you know, all of our walls will be with lot of colors, with lot of drawings by our child in this year. So this is vertical surface. So how we will support our child's handwriting? So there are things like learning through play and other non-pencil activities, how your child develops their hand dominance, whether left-handed or right-handed. What stage pencil grip does your child use? And the main thing, learning to sit correctly. We many times never give attention how the child is sitting, but this is very important. So learning through play and other non-pencil activities, it is 5 types of play, like physical play, play with objects, symbolic play, pretendance, socio-dramatic play, games with rules. Non-pencil activities includes really big, very big, big, getting smaller, smaller still, even smaller. Let us describe 5 types of play. Is physical play is active exercise, running, jumping, skipping, etc. Rough, tumble and fine motor skill activities to develop whole body and hand and eye coordination, strength and endurance. The outdoor element of such play develops independence, resourcefulness and self-regulation, while the fine motor skill activities support the development of concentration and perseverance. So play with objects starts as soon as a child can grasp and hold an object, mouthing, biting, turning, stroking, hitting and dropping. It's how we all learn through the exploration of our senses. This type of play develops our abilities to physically manipulate items, think, reason and problem solve, to set the challenges and goals as well as to monitor our own progress. Symbolic play refers to the development of spoken language, visual symbols such as letters, numbers, music, painting, drawing, and other media used for communication of thought and ideas. This type of play allows children to develop the abilities to express and reflect on experiences, ideas, and emotions. Sound and language play develops phonological awareness required for literacy, while number play that relates to real-life situations support numerical skills. Pretense or socio-dramatic play provides the opportunity to develop cognitive, social, self-regulatory, and academic skills. This kind of play means children have to learn and pick up on unspoken rules of interaction, taking on the role of a character and playing with the expected confines of the role. Games with rules. Physical games such as chase, hide and seek. Definitely, I like this during my kids' age. Sport, board, and computer games. Develop social skills and the emotional skills of taking turns, winning and losing, as well as other people's perspectives. The non-pencil activities is like big to small. It is defined as big to small. Means start big by using the whole body to move around shapes or letters you want your child to experience. Then, over time, as their bodies become stronger and more agile, reduce the scale size of the activities until eventually they are ready for the paper and pencil stage. Really big. Set up an obstacle course which makes the child move in the same direction as the letter formation would. They could walk, run, scooter, or cycle the route. Very big, draw the letter really big on the ground with chalk, make the start point and direction of travel clear and talk them through the walk of the letter, any turns and which direction to take. Do this several times and then get the child to talk through themselves as they walk the route, perhaps even getting you to do the walk and telling you what to do. Try different ways of moving through the letter, but always make sure they are moving in the right direction needed to correctly write the letter on paper. Big is by drawing the letter in the air using large arm movement which cross the midline. Midline means vertical imaginary line that runs through the middle of the chest and belly button. Talk through the actions with them, stand next to them when doing this rather than in front. This means they can watch and copy you easily if they get stuck or confused. Getting smaller with your finger, draw the letters on the back while talking through the actions and then get them repeat the activity on your back. Smaller still, try drawing the letter in different media such as sand, finger paints or corn flour mixed in a little water to form a kind of paste. Make sure they are forming the letters correctly. Make the start point and direction clear for them. It can be a good idea to let them play freely first before trying the letter or shape formation exercise. Now last, even smaller. Now look to draw the letter on paper, letting them use whichever writing media they like. Paint, crayon, chalk, felt tip or pencil as long as they are holding the writing tool appropriately. Definitely it is age dependent. Make the starting point and direction clear for them to start with them, then let them do it by themselves. Once they seem confident in forming, the letter move to large gap line paper and pencil and reduce the line gaps as the skill improves. The pencil grip and hand dominance development. So, the 5 pencil grip development stage, as I said earlier when I showed that index table, okay, because 1 to 2 years they should follow stage 1 and 2 to 3 they will be in stage 1 and 2. So, stage 1 is palmar supinate grasp, which holds the crayon or pencil in fist, means whole hand like a dagger. They use whole arm movement from the shoulder to make. Due to this whole arm movement, they prefer to work on a vertical surface. Vertical surface, I already told, definitely they prefer the walls of our room. And stage 2, palmar or digital pronate grasp, holds a crayon or pencil with the palm of the hand facing down towards the paper. The crayon or pencil is held by all the fingers and the thumb. The movement comes from the shoulder and elbow. Again, due to the way the arms move, a vertical surface is preferred. And stage 3, forefinger and thumb grip, holding the crayon pencil between the thumb and forefingers with the crayon or pencil in a nearly vertical upright position. Movement comes from the elbow and wrist. Then stage 4 is static quadruped or tripod grip, holding the pencil in very nearly in the correct position. However, the web space is narrower than it would be if held in a mature tripod grip. This means that the movement is coming from the wrist and large finger movement. Stage 5, this is the final one, mature dynamic tripod grip. This is traditionally considered the most appropriate handwriting pencil grip for both left and right-handed writers. Holding the pencil between the thumb and index finger with pencil supported on the middle finger. The ring and little fingers are gently curled inwards. This gives an open wide curved space, which means the movement comes from the finger. So, pencil grip and hand dominance development. So, hand dominance becomes more important as a child matures and begins to learn and master the key skill sets they need for school, such as how to use scissors and write. These kind of activities require one hand to have good and controlled fine motor skills, while the other hand either holds, feeds, or stabilizes an object. As a child practices and refines their fine motor skills, focusing on one hand, so their accuracy and speed will improve, giving them confidence and boosting their self-esteem. As they start to achieve greater success in tasks, it is better that they have one with skill and rather than two averagely skilled. The supporting hand role is just as important as the dominant hand in completing tasks. Though the levels of fine motor skills may not be as precise, it is important that two hands work together. What is hand dominance? Hand dominance is where one hand has more influence or control than the other. This is sometimes referred to as hand preferences, where one hand is preferred or chosen over the other, as it is more reliable in performing a range of skill activities. Children tend to develop hand dominance between the age of 3 to 5 years old. For some, it may slightly later, and for a few, it does not become a subconscious decision until they are 8 or 9 years old. Many children will naturally develop a clear right or left hand dominance, which is greatly influenced by their genetics. Some can develop a mixed dominance. This is where a child finds they have more control and greater skills for handwriting with, say, the left hand, but prefer and display more precise skills with the right hand in tasks such as using scissors. Studies have shown handedness can be based on the type of muscle used in controlling gross and fine motor skills for completing particular tasks. The control of various muscle types is located in different hemispheres of the brain. Those relating to dexterity required for writing are strongly related to hand dominance, whereas the large muscle groups involving strength rely less on hand dominance. Only about 1% of the population are truly ambidextrous, which means they are able to perform tasks using either hand with equal skill and proficiency, a rare trait in developmental stage of hand dominance. During the first year, a baby will start to use one hand then the other. From about 4 months old, they will begin to move both hands together. This is called symmetrical movement, that's clapping and jumping. At about 1 year old, one hand assists another. Year 3 to 5, a child begins to use one hand to stabilize an object while the other acts upon it. but not consistent in hand roles. A child may use the left hand to pick up or do activities that are on the left hand side of the body and then swap to use the right hand for those on the right. A child begins to prefer to use one hand to the other when tasking tasks most of the time. Particular hand dominance is usually developed by the time they are school age, but not in all cases, so don't worry, it's not unusual. The mature stage of development in hand dominance is to establish at least one hand for skill work and for both hands to work together in a complementary way so that a variety of tasks can be accomplished effectively. How handedness develops. Symmetrical movement. Both hands' feet move together. Clapping, jumping, double hand grasping, seen in babies and toddlers. 2. Reciprocal movement. Both sides of the body work together. It's like crawling, walking, running, climbing. Crawling has a very important role in a child's development as it develops good bilateral coordination in preparation for handedness. 3. Asymmetrical bilateral coordination. Both sides of the body work together doing different things. Kicking a ball, using scissors, open a jar, threading, playing a musical instrument. As a child starts to use both hands in this way, the ability to cross the midline, taking one part of the body, for example, the left hand across an imaginary line that runs vertically down the body through the middle of the chest and belly button to the right side of the body and vice versa. So, it is important that a child can cross the midline as a comfortable and spontaneous action to ensure that the dominant hand gets the practice and experiences a range of tasks if hand dominance is to develop to the mature stage. Everyone has strictly watched their kids how they are sitting. So, the key elements for sitting comfortably at a desk when handwriting. You can see, but before that, make sure that we provide them a proper table, chair, everything. So, table height, it should be about half that of the writer. Chair height about a third that of the writer. Feet flat on the floor, chair under the table. Thighs fully supported and knees bent at 90 degrees. Bottom well back into the chair. Back straight and lean slightly forward. Tummy away from the table. Bend elbows about 5 cm above the table. So this is the perfect sitting. So if we follow, definitely it will be very good for the physical health of the child also. So as a parent, we have to watch all those things carefully. The first tool used for mark making. Mark making and writing tools. Young children's first experience on the handwriting route involves mark making and symbol drawing, whether it is with finger paint, writing in sand, or with pencils and crayons. From about the age of 2, children start to move from a simple grasping grip to one that secures the writing tool between the fingers and the thumb. In the early stages of writing, young children will try different holds, which is part of the normal grip development for handwriting and drawing. It has been widely acknowledged that a child who is forced to hold a writing tool using the correct grip before they are developmentally ready can be turned off engaging in the writing or drawing process, as well as developing a poor pencil grip later on. Remember, some children do not develop the ability to use the tripod grip until the age of 5 to 6 years old. As young children's body, hand strength, and dexterity are developing, they need a range of pencil, crayon, and paint brush thickness. Young children tend to perfect the thicker drawing tools as they can grip them more easily, helping them to make marks. If the pencil is too thin, then find it difficult to grasp and control, making the drawing experience unsuccessful, which can lead to frustration and discourage them from trying. Vertical to horizontal writing surfaces. Young children, due to the stage of the physical development, draw from the shoulder rather than elbow and wrist using large arm movement. At this stage, they often prefer vertical drawing and painting surfaces as it allows a free range of movement. This is often why young children will write on walls, not because they are being naughty, but because it just feels comfortable and so more enjoyable. Drawing and writing on a vertical surface is important at this stage as it helps young children develop the wrist strength, flexibility they will need later on to hold a pencil correctly for handwriting. The jump from a vertical to horizontal writing surface can seem too great for some children due to the stage of development. These children may benefit from the paper being positioned on a slope board. If you are not sure whether a child needs a slope board for handwriting, instead of buying a special board, you could make one. Try using ring binder or lever arc files stuffed with magazines and newspaper to make a slope board. Tap the edges to stop the papers falling out. You could cover it in sticky back plastic to give smoother finish to the board. The advantage of this is that you can make them to any angle of slope. Try a few to see which, if any, the child prefers. A homemade slope board is just effective as board one. Often a child only requires one for a short amount of time and quickly moves to writing on a horizontal surface. For a few children, a slope surface may be required for a few years indefinitely, in which case a purpose-built slope writing board is a sounder. So, in order to improve your child's handwriting, this is only a basic thing. So, we have lot of exercises, we have lot of plays. So, all these things will be described in a detailed video which I will publish in my next episode. So now I started with year 1 to 3. This is the basic, and when we come to next age, okay, this is like 4 to 5 up to 9 plus years, we will club all the videos and will tell how child can write the letters or draw a pattern or write a continuous letter, all those things. So, when we go to the next series, it will be like 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and 9 plus. So, all this is almost similar. So, only something will be different. So, we will discuss these things in our next video. So don't forget to subscribe the channel and see you in my next video. Thank you.